Is China's economy approaching a breaking point? Politicians worldwide consistently demonstrate reasons why their votes might have been misguided. Furthermore, China is expressing interest in constructing a nuclear power plant in Saudi Arabia. One can't help but wonder if China's economy is facing severe challenges. That shape doesn't quite capture it. It's more akin to Brendan Fraser's character in The Whale. As it continues to contract, one might liken it more to the situation in Thinner. Finally, some foreign companies are awakening to the grim reality of the Chinese economic landscape, resulting in massive outflow of billions of dollars from Chinese markets. One economist describes this as a seismic change, an apt metaphor considering the CCP's impact reminiscent of an earthquake, particularly in its detrimental effects on infrastructure. Out the potential risks involved. The Chinese stock markets have been on a continuous decline for weeks, but the recent plunge prompted serious concern from the CCP. In response, they implemented various measures this week to stabilize the market, such as tax reductions on stock trades. Initially, these efforts seemed effective, leading to a market rally on Monday. However, foreign investors seized this momentary uptick as an opportunity to swiftly sell off their stocks at slightly higher prices and make a hasty exit. In just one day, foreign investors divested $1.1 billion, a consequence that likely wasn't intended by the CCP. It's not only stock traders expressing apprehension about investing in China. Significant concerns are also voiced by prominent U.S. companies. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo stated this week that numerous U.S. firms are lamenting China's transformation into an uninvestable destination. This sentiment is fueled by issues such as exorbitant fines without any explanation, ambiguous revisions to the counter-espionage law, and instances of raids on U.S. businesses within China. The question then arises, why are they only realizing this now? For a decade now, I've been emphasizing the need to halt investments in China, predicting unfavorable outcomes. Perhaps this time there will be a definitive withdrawal, but optimism is cautious. The pace at which awareness regarding China is catching on seems as gradual as Charlie Brown's progress at kicking a football. Interestingly, while Commerce Secretary Raimondo conveyed these concerns, she was simultaneously in China attempting to mend relationships. Despite China repeatedly pulling the football away in the past, there's a hint of optimism that this time might be different. Raimondo assured Chinese leaders that the US doesn't want to decouple from China, a statement that may hold true. However, the reality is that decoupling is necessary, not necessarily an immediate process, but crucial. Continued reliance on trade with China by U.S. companies poses significant risks, especially if China's economy falters, or in the event of a conflict such as a potential invasion of Taiwan leading to war. It's akin to conversing with a child. You might want to touch the squirrel, but it's bound to bite you. In simpler terms, the Commerce Secretary is either misrepresenting U.S. intentions or demonstrating a lack of foresight, leaning towards the latter, given her additional requests for China's cooperation on various fronts. Expressing optimism about China's cooperation on issues like climate change raises eyebrows, considering China's approval of the equivalent of 2 new coal power plants every week. The reality seems at odds with such expectations. Similarly, the notion of collaboration on fentanyl is implausible as the CCP actively encourages Chinese companies to produce and export fentanyl and precursor chemicals, forming a critical part of their drug warfare strategy. It's doubtful that anything Raimondo says or does will alter the CCP's approach in this regard. Furthermore, collaborating with China on artificial intelligence appears blatantly imprudent. The CCP is leveraging AI for military purposes, and limiting China's access to AI would enhance the safety of Americans. The stark incongruity between Raimondo's diplomatic aspirations and the CCP's actions raises questions about the efficacy and wisdom of the current approach. If you believe my stance is extreme, then please consider this example showcasing how the CCP doesn't take the US seriously. Raimondo is the 4th Biden cabinet official to visit China in recent months, yet there's been no reciprocation with top Chinese officials visiting DC. However, it's plausible they're preoccupied with building more coal plants and dispatching fentanyl to harm Americans. In a parallel display of questionable China policy, UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly visited Beijing this week, asserting that disengaging with China is not credible. The choice of words seems misguided, reflecting one of the reasons he appears less than credible. Despite evident issues such as the CCP undermining promised freedoms in Hong Kong, the UK maintaining a trading relationship is perceived as essential, likely due to pressure from UK companies. Despite the CCP's actions, like attempting to use Huawei equipment for spying and banning MPs critical of their treatment of Uyghurs, cleverly advocates for continued collaboration with China. In a further display of misjudgment, he suggests that China isn't actively or passively supporting Putin's actions in Ukraine. However, recent events contradict this, as Putin has agreed to visit China next month for a Belt and Road Forum at Xi Jinping's invitation. Adding to the complexity, the CCP has intensified its aggression towards Taiwan, sending a surge of fighter jets across the median line between mainland China and Taiwan's mainland. The intricate web of international relations and China's actions underscore the need for a more strategic and discerning approach, both by the US and its allies. According to Taiwan's defense ministry, Beijing has escalated its provocative actions, sending 24 aircraft, including fighter jets, bombers, and drones, along with 5 warships close to Taiwan since 9 a.m. on Tuesday. This pattern of crossing the median line, initiated about a year ago, has only intensified, prompting Taiwan's defense ministry to express concern about the heightened military harassment, warning of a potential sharp increase in tensions that could worsen regional security. The statement might seem obvious, earning the captain of Taiwan's defense ministry the moniker of Captain Obvious. Meanwhile, the U.S. military is addressing the looming threat of a potential CCP invasion of Taiwan by countering China's growing military size with autonomous systems. The plan is to produce low-cost, reusable autonomous systems, essentially drones, on a large scale within the next 18 to 24 months. This strategic move aims to counter Beijing's primary military advantage, characterized by the Deputy U.S. Defense Secretary as mass, more ships, more missiles, more people. Beyond military concerns, Meta, the company that owns Facebook, revealed that China is behind the largest ever digital influence operation. Clandestine users tied to the authoritarian government amassed over 550,000 followers on Facebook, disseminating misinformation about the U.S.'s alleged role in creating the COVID-19 pandemic and criticizing Washington's support of Taiwan. The proliferation of Chinese electric vehicles in global markets is also raising concerns, particularly in the UK and Australia. An Australian reporter suggested that the fully electric BYD Dolphin might pose tough competition for the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. Despite potential cost advantages, concerns about remote-controlled brakes, in-car microphones, and GPS by China have been raised by surveillance expert Christopher Balding. As we delve into these complex dynamics, it becomes apparent that China's influence extends far beyond military posturing, encompassing digital influence operations and economic strategies that warrant a comprehensive and discerning response from the international community. Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant, infamous for its meltdown 12 years ago, has proposed releasing treated wastewater into the ocean. Despite the International Atomic Energy Agency's endorsement of the safety of the plant, the CCP, known for its high safety standards, as evidenced by Tiananmen Square events, faces consumer backlash. Chinese consumers are calling for boycotts of Japanese products in response to the wastewater release. Surprisingly, this anti-Japanese sentiment remains uncensored by China's internet police, unlike discussions about Tiananmen Square, which are systematically censored. China has also banned seafood imports from Japan, citing safety concerns, despite Chinese fishermen operating in similar waters. Japan may consider taking the matter to the WTO, though achieving resolution there might be challenging given the complexities akin to reporting a bully who happens to be the teacher's best friend. In a display of CCP's unique brand of hypocrisy, China, despite expressing concerns about nuclear waste, is in talks with Saudi Arabia to build a nuclear power plant, potentially without the stringent requirements imposed by the United States. Predictably, the CCP's one-child policy has led to an overcorrection, with China now offering cash incentives to encourage more births. In one country, cash rewards are specifically for couples where the bride is 25 or younger, aiming to promote age-appropriate marriage and childbearing. However, the modest 1,000 yuan reward raises skepticism about the effectiveness of this initiative, especially given the current state of China's economy. These diverse issues highlight the complexity of China's policies and their impact on the international stage, from environmental concerns to nuclear ambitions and attempts to influence population growth. Thanks a lot for tuning in to Press Play. If you found this information valuable and insightful, then don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. For more engaging content on current affairs and global insights, subscribe to our channel Press Play if you haven't done so already. Your support encourages us to keep bringing you the latest updates. And hey, if you want to take your support to the next level, consider giving us a super thanks. It goes a long way in helping us continue to deliver quality content. Thanks again for being part of the Press Play community. Bye for now.